the church building is it's just 4 walls. And so broken people are in that building, but they need Jesus. And so that's why they're in that building. Yeah. And so you have to think like church is kind of a broken place. Even in this very broken world, it makes sense that it's a broken place because it has to be guided by Jesus. Yeah. And if it's not guided by Jesus, then that's the problem.
Right.
If the presence of God is not within it, then it's just 4 walls.
Life can feel like a roller coaster, but in the beauty and the chaos, if you look for it, life is full of love, joy, and kindness. Welcome to the Candace Bure podcast. We're here to share conversations about life's challenges, celebrations, and everything in between. Season 3 is Stories and Songs with Katy Nicole. Come join us. More. A lot of people feel like they missed out because they never finished their college degree. But it's never too late. College looks a lot different today with Colorado Christian University. CCU's online learning is designed for busy adults with flexible undergraduate and graduate degree programs that fit into your schedule. You can go back to school and still be a great parent, an employee, or a business owner. Explore CCU and discover more than 100 degree program options. Visit ccu.edu/Candace to learn more. Hi, friends. Katy, we only have a few more episodes left, and this has been such a joy for me. We are almost, we're at the end of your song list, but we've got a few extra surprises at the end. But before you tell me about this new song, I am curious. Is there a musician that you would love to meet or have dinner with one day? Or, past or present?
Oh, whoa. I mean, there's definitely some that have passed. But I feel like present, Dolly Parton.
Oh, that'd be cool. Who doesn't love Dolly?
Literally like the sweetest human.
Yeah. Have you met her before?
I have not.
You haven't met her?
No.
Okay.
That's my dream.
Got it.
If I could meet any artist.
I feel like that's going to happen for you.
I hope so.
I feel like it will.
I put it on my dream list, so it's on there. It's on the bucket list.
If you need a friend, I'm here for a phone a friend, Just saying. I'd love to meet Dolly too.
Right? It's like, I feel like on everybody's dream list.
It's true.
It's just like
it's
one
true.
of those things. Because she's just insanely kind and that.
I know.
I just love her. So.
I know. She feels like the realest person ever and such a hoot to be around.
Oh, I bet.
Just takes it all with a grain of salt. And
I love that. That I aspire to live, like that, to just be kind of.
Totally.
Just the kind of person that everyone looks at and they're like, she's awesome. She's kind. Like the way she loves people is so beautiful, Like that's just so cool.
Yep. I agree. Let's see. Well, if I could go back, I feel like if I could meet anyone, I would want to go back in time. And I don't know that there is a specific person that I know of yet, but I'm so interested in my family history. So I would love to meet like great grandparents, like someone way down the line that I really don't even know about, just to see my lineage. I also think it's because I've just been reading in the Old Testament since the beginning of the year, and I'm so in the middle of it. But it's been eye-opening for me to look at family history and generations of people. So I don't know, maybe a great grandparent or something would be on my list.
That's so cool.
So this is the last song on your album.
Yes, it is.
Does the record label choose that? Do you choose what's last on your album? And if so, how did this song become the last one?
The record label they don't technically tell me what order the songs can go in. We pick those songs together. We sit in a room and I have an A&R, which is an artist and repertoire. And basically their job is to help form, albums, EPs, all of the stuff related to what music gets released. Mm-hmm. And so I sit in a room and basically we talk about the music that I have written, and then we talk about what are the best songs and what, talk about the things I want to talk about and what's important to me and everything like that. And so it was kind of easy for me to decide to put this one last, which sounds interesting probably.
Yeah.
Because
do tell.
It's a song that I wanted people to remember. And I feel like the last thing you hear is going to be the thing you remember. And basically the song talks about acknowledging the presence of Jesus throughout your entire day. So from it starts talking about in the morning when I rise, and then it kind of moves into the evening. And it's basically me talking about how I actually go about my day thinking about Jesus. So this is what goes on in my mind. And it's like...
So that sounds actually in our last episode, we answered a listener question, and that sounds exactly like what we were talking about, that you can pray to Jesus and talk to Jesus all about
all
your
the
day.
Time. Yes.
So will you read some of the lyrics?
Yeah, absolutely. This song also, it has a hymn in it. It's Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus.
Oh yeah.
And so that was another thing for me too, was that I love songs that I grew up singing in church. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to incorporate that. It's also Take It to the Cross has in it has a hymn as well.
Yep.
I'm trying to get my words out. And so there are, a couple songs on here that had that aspect for me. And this one was probably my favorite in the way that it was included in the song. So I just wanted to mention that. But it says, in the morning when I rise, I lift my head and I turn my eyes to the window where the light is shining through. When my feet hit the ground, I know a place where love is found. So I go where I know I'll find the truth. And basically what this is that a lot of times my quiet time is in the morning. Mm-hmm. And so when I get out of bed, I just feel the presence of the Lord when the sun is shining. And I usually just go and I pick up my Bible. So I know the place where love is found. So I go where I know I'll find the truth. I go to Jesus. And usually that means picking up my Bible and reading his word and reading the truth. And then the chorus says, I turn to Jesus. I turn to the one who knows my name. I know he walks with me and he talks with me and he tells me that I am safe. And honestly, I could give a million different reasons for why I turn to Jesus. And then it says, when the night starts to fall and I'm worried I won't see the dawn. And honestly, I'm going to stop because we also talked about kind of the racing thoughts that sometimes we get when we put our head on the pillow. Yep. And that was my exact thought. So it's kind of like joy comes in the morning. Yep. So at night you might have worries, but joy will come in the morning. Mm. And so it's actually interesting how this all kind of tied together. The lyrics all really worked in that you could start here and you could go back and it still makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So then it's Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus. And I think that portion of the song for me is just that gives me chills whenever I hear that song. And so
it's such a beautiful song.
Yeah.
Really gorgeous.
So if I was going to put any hymn into the song, that was the one that felt right to me. And I don't think anyone disagreed in the room either. It was kind of
How do you think, and you wrote this with collaborators?
I did. I wrote it with another artist. His name is Brandon Heath. And then I wrote it with Jonathan Smith, who is one of my producers. And they literally were so fun in this write. They just were so encouraging the entire time to me, which was, I just really appreciated that because, I go through seasons of discouragement and not knowing if I'm very good at what I do. And I think what I remember from that day was just feeling so incredibly encouraged in my songwriting. And I really appreciate it because it's something I'm so passionate about.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I love that you incorporated a hymn, and most hymns are public domain, I believe. Yes. So you're able to incorporate them in songs without copyright issues or anything like that.
Yes. Right? Yeah. So this was one of those situations. And
whose idea? Was it your idea or was that the part? It was your idea to incorporate it. That is so cool. Yeah. I love it. With all of life's pressures, going back to school to finish your college degree can be intimidating. How do you find time to take classes, do homework, still be a great parent? How do you make time to study and keep up with a full-time job? Well, I'm here to tell you that Colorado Christian University has online learning figured out. CCU Online offers Christ-centered higher education with more than 100 degree program options specifically designed for busy adults. Online classes are just 5 weeks long, so you can take one class at a time and work on your studies when it's best for you. Visit ccu.edu/Candace and explore a wide range of online programs and courses to help you get that degree. CCU's unique integration of faith and learning provides a sense of purpose and fosters community. Don't put it off any longer. Pursue your passion and earn a degree that can take you places you never imagined. Visit ccu.edu/Candace to learn more. All right. Well, we do have a listener question today. It's from Rebecca. She says, I have a 13-year-old daughter who has a horrible attitude about going to church and occasionally refuses to go. We have a really positive relationship, and I trust her to make her own life choices when appropriate. I don't want to force religion on her. What are your suggestions for creating an environment where she wants to worship and engage without me telling her to?
The first thing that comes to my mind when I hear this is the season of my life where I didn't want to go to church.
Oh, great. Speak to that then. Answer this question.
This was a part of my life that it's not that I didn't want God, it's that I didn't want the building that I was going into, and I didn't necessarily.
Because you didn't like the people in it, or?
I had bullies in church. Girls were so mean to me. I felt different my entire life. I felt very outside. I've been a quirky person my whole life. And so in church, the girls just didn't understand me. And I think, what they didn't understand, they didn't treat very well. And I didn't do anything to these girls. I just remember thinking, what did I do to them that made them not want to like me? Yeah. And so I wonder if there's something underlying going on in the situation that's not necessarily about the religion aspect of it, but more the place that you're going. Yeah. Maybe it's the church that you're going to. Maybe it's the people that she's around in the church that you're going to. Maybe there's underlying anxiety. I had a lot of anxiety when I was younger going to church. I would never want to go because I didn't want to be away from my family, and I going to big church.
Right.
And also I really loved music, so I didn't really want to miss out on the worship portion. And a lot of times the kids groups I would go to actually didn't have worship. Right. Which is interesting. I feel like worship is so necessary. And so
it really is.
I know some churches though, where the kids will actually stay until the worship is over and then they go to their church.
Been to those too.
So those are great things. But I think I understand the feeling of not wanting to go, but not because you don't want God, but because you don't want to be around the people that are in the church that you're going to. And here's the thing. In the church, human nature is going to fail us. And that's what we've talked about. And so broken people are in that building, but they need Jesus. And so that's why they're in that building. Yeah. And so you have to think church is kind of a broken place. Even in this very broken world, it makes sense that it's a broken place because it has to be guided by Jesus. Yeah. And if it's not guided by Jesus, then that's the problem. The church building is it's just four walls. Right. If the presence of God is not within it, then it's just four walls.
Yeah. Obviously, we don't know, Rebecca, we don't know your situation. Yes. And I could give some of my mom advice with my own kids, but I think the first thing I think about is the type of culture you've created in your home about going to church. And it sounds like you're a pretty great mom because you love to have you want your daughter to have this relationship with God. But I also know that sometimes we as parents, if it doesn't feel like joy for us if there are days when we're like, come on, kids, get in the car and we are talking about Jesus, but there's a negativity over our lives, or it doesn't feel like we're very happy to be going in there. And maybe it's just because of life is overwhelming. Well, our kids also feed off of that and see that. It could also have absolutely nothing to do with us, because at 13 years old, life is a lot. That's like the worst raging hormones ages ever.
That's a hard time.
And I know that was hard for me. I know that was hard for my daughter. And while as a parent, I went through that with my kids, and yet there were decisions that I made that as a family, hey, we're still going to go. I know you may not want to, but this is what we're going to do. And, that was my choice to make. And I'm glad I did those. I didn't let my kids have complete free reign, in the sense of like, if they just didn't feel like it, they could just stay home and play video games. I'm like, no, this is a part of our life. And they didn't go every day loving it. But I had hoped that we created an atmosphere in our home and a joy in going to church that, for the most part, made them want to. But like you said, it can very much be about the other people at church, and that age is a difficult age. So I would ask your daughter if there are any underlying issues, or maybe there's some people that make her uncomfortable or that she doesn't want to see. Totally. And there always could be a possibility. I know at times my kids went to a different youth group than the church that we went to. And that's always, just a different place, maybe a different friend group could change everything in that way.
Yeah.
There's lots of possibilities.
Totally.
Because life is like a roller coaster, and we get to go through all of these ups and downs together. Katy and I, don't forget, we made you a soundtrack. Just go to Candace.com. We've got the link to all the music from these episodes, plus a couple extra songs that Katy and I picked out that we think you're going to love. Go to Candace.com to find the link, and it's also in our show notes. Until next time, be grateful all day, every day. Every time I sit down and get to talk with someone like Katy, I'm reminded of how amazing and creative every human being is. If watching this made you want to sing, even by yourself where no one can hear, click the like button. Candy Rock Entertainment, all rights reserved.